Good afternoon on what is a grey, overcast but warm day. It is Friday, 15th of July, and I have a nice hot cup of tea. And a box, all going to box. And this is Mission Pack 3 Quantum Rift for Escape the Dark Sector, the game of deep space adventure. Now, Escape it's published by Themeborne Games, and Escape the Dark Sector is a board game inspired by the fighting fantasy books of the early 80s. Essentially, it can be played solo, but it really works with sort of like up to 4 players, and they are playing against the game to escape, in this case, a jail aboard a space station known as the Dark Sector, and they're trying to get back to their ship. They've managed to find a way out, and they've got to get across from area to area to where ultimately they will have a final confrontation, and then if they survive that, they will be free to board their ship and leave. Now, so this is the 3rd expansion. There have been a couple of previous ones, and the actual game itself is based upon a fantasy version called Escape the Dark Castle. So with Mission Pack 3 Quantum Rift, the very fabric of what you consider real is shattered as you hurtle through time and space, coming face to face with legendary dangers of the distant past. Quantum Rift is an expansion for Escape the Dark Sector, and of course you require the core game to play. And the great thing about that is, with each of the expansions for Escape the Dark Sector, you can mix and match as is you want. You can literally throw everything in and just play. So let's find out what's inside. Okay. So, plastic out the way, and then there we go. So inside, got the rules, chapter cards, dice, and the item cards. And fantastically, I've managed not to drop anything out of this box in opening it, which is untraditional when it comes to unboxing boxes for boxed games for me. So here we have here's the rule book, and it does. And these rule books do sort of like replicate some of the artwork from each of the expansion, but that's fine because it's always good artwork. It's black and white again, inspired or pen and ink, inspired by the fighting fantasy books of the early 80s. I'll leave a description essentially what's in here, and then we get into the rules. So changes to setup. You have a specific new die, the Rift die, which will have a strange effect upon play as you go through, and discusses the different chapters. Now the chapters themselves are actually really, in another game you might call them encounters, but typically there are 15 or so when you play through before the end of game boss and freedom. And you've got the artifacts, and basically the items that the player characters can pick up on and carry through as part of their adventures. Then you have essentially new alien crew members. Okay, so you've got there are 4 base crew members in the core set, and then the other previous ones expanded. Let me see. So Twisted Tech added another 2. No, Mutant Syndrome added another 2, other 3 to the mix. And of course, what you've got is an advert for everything. So that's for Escape the Dark Castle, and of course Escape the Dark Sector. So let's have a look at these chapter cards. If I can find where the thing is, just to where the seal is to open them. Come on, there we go. So So what you've got the Arachnocon, and that's going to be the end of game boss, and then you have this mix and match sort of thing. So you've got security doors. You've got to get past those, and then because you're thrown into the rift, things happen. You might find yourself facing Romans. An old woman, and basically an off-duty guard. Again, there's essentially now here you've got this potential for crossover with what in the idea here with Escape the Dark Sector. You find yourself in the Old West. You've also got to sort of enter to the rift itself. A portal. Oh. Onto a treasure island, and this really kind of does a big mix and match here. To the trenches of World War One, back to essentially an age of dinosaurs, samurai, lots of different cars like that. But also you might encounter, I presume that's a CRS. And then here you've got the various new split characters, so Lieutenant Gorn, Boki, and Talok. So essentially all of these are placed down. Apart from that goes at the bottom. This is the last thing you're going to encounter, but all the rest are sort of like are shuffled, and you play through one by one, turning them over, and doing the encounter and then we have different artifact cards. So these include, so you've got a Rift rules set, reference card, and then underneath that you have things like you can actually arm yourself with a Roman shield and a javelin. So these are kind of very particular to these encounters. Partially rotten apple. Things you wouldn't normally expect to find in a science fiction setting, but with this mix up you can. Stale loaf of bread, grog, ration tin, samurai sword, and basically a chip. Every character begins play with one of these chips, and it's sort of like it enables you to have special abilities, gives you certain powers, but not too many. But not too many powers during play. Sorry, just going to put this away. So yeah, that's that altogether is Escape the Dark Sector expansion pack 3. Quantum Rift, which essentially does a mix and match, and here you've got the dice, and each of the different new characters will have their own die. So that's Lieutenant Gorn's die, and then you'll have the Rift die for different effects. I think what I probably would have liked was probably more of the past ones, the sort of like you can just have so many different options there. I think it lends itself to a whole expansion on its own of different locations that the player characters might find themselves during a game, and that would make it, I think, for a very memorable set of encounters when playing Escape the Dark Sector. I think there will be genuine surprises when you're playing through it. So yeah, that is Mission Pack 3 Quantum Rift for Escape the Dark Sector from Themeborne Games. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this unboxing the Nook, then please do click on the like button down below, and of course you've got any comments or feedback. I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box and a game I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. then please do hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.